Good day, fellow observers. Today we are going to do a get out of New York test. We are specifically going to American Dream Mall. It's a 1 hour, 6-minute drive, 23 miles. Let me try to activate FSD from this parking spot on the street. Okay, good. FSD activated, and it is now activated with the left turn signal. I think it's just waiting for an opening here. So I'm waiting. But as you can see, the steering wheel is twitching. Or maybe I should disengage and then just get out. Okay, once this pedestrian crosses, I am going to deactivate. Alright, so I'm going to manually drive. Once I get out, I'm going to activate FSD. Alright, so I'm pretty much on the road now. So I activated FSD.
Now turn right onto Northern Boulevard.
So again, we have a poor GPS location accuracy here. Just to let you know, guys, my camera died several times. So we're now here. We made a right turn. It was good because there was light traffic. Okay, good lane change here. We are currently in Bayside, Queens, and we are going out of New York via, I do believe, Throgs Neck Bridge from Queens to Bronx. And again, just want to mention,
in 500 feet, turn right onto Clearview Expressway.
Before my camera died, I was referencing the poor GPS accuracy. So I noticed that this always happens when...
Now turn right onto Clearview Expressway.
When I just started FSD. So I'll observe if this will disappear as our drive goes along.
Now take the Interstate 295 North ramp on the left.
So here we're at a stop. And good creep here. And good adjustment by stopping, and we should be going forward. Alright, good. That was reasonable. Okay, so now we merge here. Okay, so there's a car to our left that just changed lanes, and so now we're merging. Good. Okay, now we're making a lane change as well to the middle lane. That was also good. Okay, now we're going to the passing lane. Alright, it postponed the passing lane change. Now, just about the toll, I do think for the majority of this trip that we already have tolls here that just, how do you say it, that just scans your tag, and I don't remember if there is a booth going out of New York. Maybe in the tunnels, but I don't think we're going to the tunnels for this route. But let's see and observe how FSD will behave with toll booths, if there is. So I'm just going to lower down the temperature of the car AC because the camera might shut down again. Now, as you can see here, this metal thing right above, I think this is the one that scans, or maybe even further down. That's where it scans for the toll. Okay, now we're making a lane change. Okay, now it says toll is 1 mile away.
In 1 mile, keep left to stay on Interstate 295 north toward Interstate 95 south.
Okay, I think this is the toll, automatic toll collection machine. I don't know how you call it. You see there's flashing cameras. And now we just go straight. And now we're speeding up because
Now keep left to stay on Interstate 295 north.
FSD saw that the speed limit changed from 45 to 50. However, I will be monitoring the speed limit because we're in the passing lane, and sometimes this lane is even faster than what we're running at right now. I do think we're going to George Washington Bridge, and let's see if it will recalculate depending on traffic.
In 1,000 feet, keep left to stay on Interstate 295 north toward Interstate 95 south.
Okay, so we are definitely running slow because there's a vehicle that just sped up.
Now keep left
From
to
the
stay
middle
on
lane.
Interstate 295 north.
So I'm going to increase the speed just to match the flow of traffic. So this is a manual intervention here. Alright, I'm seeing some traffic right up ahead, so we will be slowing down soon. And we're doing it right now. Usually when you go out of New York, this expressway has heavy traffic. But I have to say right now, it's lighter than the usual that I'm used to.
Now turn right onto White Plains Road.
Okay, so FSD is trying to make a right, but I do think that it thinks that we're up ahead on the overpass right now. And I'm suspecting poor
In
GPS.
1,000 feet, take exit 4B on the right toward Rosedale Avenue, Bronx River Parkway.
Okay, so we had another change of navigation here. We are exiting in exit 4B, which is about now. And we need to be making lane changes. Let's see if FSD can make it. Okay, now we are trying to make a lane change. I don't think it can make it. But I have to be very ready here. Oh. Okay, that was scary attempt. So it postponed. I don't think it can make it. Now we have no choice but to make a straight.
Now take exit 4B on the right.
Okay, it's still trying to make a lane change. Okay, I'm going to disengage now because it was so unsure, but I'm not going here to the exit because we will not make it, but I'm going to activate FSD right now. Wait, after I pass by this exit, because maybe it will try to make lane changes again. Okay, FSD is now activated. So as you can see, that was the first, what do you call this, difficult test that I could remember for 12.5.1.1, and I had to disengage there because it was very unsure and erratic, and I can't predict when it will go, even though it had the window, but it committed halfway and then went back to the left lane instead of just going to the middle lane 100%. So let me know what you guys think of that. And by the way, I take it back. I said earlier that the traffic is light. It is not light. This is heavy, and we're running at the slow pace. And I'm checking here. The next navigation is okay. Now it's continuing straight now, so we'll stay here for the next 3.3 miles. So just a trip update, we are 2.7 miles from exiting to exit 1A. But as you can see, there is heavy traffic, so we're running at a slow pace. I think we're making a lane change maybe to the left lane or right lane because of the chime. So let's see how FSD will do in the next few minutes. Okay, I had to press the accelerator because when the motorcycle passed by right in front of us, it hit the brakes too much, and I'm seeing in my rear view mirror that the car behind me is very close to the rear end of this car, so I had to move forward just to prevent potential collisions. Okay, so my water bottle rolled off after we had an abrupt brake when this white vehicle in front of us merged into our lane. I keep on looking, by the way, because of this stop and go, I keep on looking on my rear view mirror because I'm trying to gauge how far the car behind me is and to see if I need to manually press the accelerator. Okay, now we're trying to make a lane change here. Let's see if we can make it. But I don't think FSD is pushing for a lane change at the moment. It postponed that lane change. Okay, now we're making a lane change, so it's unsure. So just an update, we are 1.3 miles away from exiting, and yes, we are going through George Washington Bridge. Okay, good adjustment here. We are slowing down. Although right before the slowdown, it could have moved forward, but it didn't for some reason. Just want to put it out there. Okay, so FSD didn't accelerate quickly, but it kept moving. But it was enough for that car right up ahead to merge to our lane.
In 1 mile, keep right to take exit 1A onto Interstate 95 South, US 1 South.
So we are half a mile away, and I'm seeing the chime. I heard the chime earlier, and now you see the screen that it's contemplating on making a lane change. Okay, nice lane change here. But I would have to say it was a quick one and it was enough, but we had a truck right behind us. So those are some things to consider when you have FSD and you're on a stop and go traffic on a highway with trucks, and to keep an extra eye out as FSD makes lane changes. Alright, good adjustment here, moving carefully with a lot of cars switching lanes. Okay, good, good.
Now keep right to take exit 1A.
Okay, so we have motorcycles here. Sometimes FSD stops abruptly. You have to be very cautious in these situations.
In 1,000 feet, keep left to take Interstate 95 South, US 1 South toward New Jersey. Now keep left to take Interstate 95 South.
So we are going to the lower level of George Washington Bridge.
In 1 mile, bear right to stay on Interstate 95 South, then bear right to stay on Interstate 95 South.
Okay, so we will be making a lane change soon. We just got off the George Washington Bridge.
Now turn right onto Merkle Street. Now turn left onto North Central Road. Now turn right to take the Interstate 95 South ramp.
Okay, now we're making lane changes.
Now take the Interstate 95 South ramp on the left.
Alright, good. Now, because we have a poor GPS location accuracy, let's see.
In 1,000 feet, take exit 72B on the left onto US 1, US 9.
Let's see how FSD navigates here. And the issue is still present with the GPS issue. Okay, so now we're making a lane change. Okay, good. Alright, so I have to press the accelerator because we're slowing down so much. And I wasn't sure if it was...
Now bear right to stay on Interstate 95 South. In 500 feet, keep right to take Interstate 95 South toward Hackensack. Now keep right to take Interstate 95 South.
Okay, I think we found our way. So we have a... I think we have an error here with the GPS. With this error alarm.
In 1,000 feet, turn right onto Myrtle Avenue. In 500 feet, turn right onto State Highway 4. Then turn right onto Myrtle Avenue. Now turn right onto State Highway 4.
Okay, so now we're making a right here. I think we were lost.
Now turn right onto Myrtle Avenue. Now turn right onto State Highway 4. Now turn right onto Myrtle Avenue. In 500 feet, turn right onto Linwood Avenue. Now turn right onto Linwood Avenue.
Okay, so now we're making a right. Okay, so I'm going to disengage here because we were very iffy with the always stop.
Now turn left onto Linwood Avenue.
So I'm gonna activate FSD right now. Now, okay, so we still have the poor GPS accuracy.
In 500 feet, go right onto Fletcher Avenue.
Okay, good adjustment here with a double parked car. Okay, good. Okay, good lane change.
Now turn right onto Fletcher Avenue. Now turn left onto Fletcher Avenue. In 500 feet, turn right onto US Highway 46. Now turn right onto Fletcher Avenue.
So it's saying turn right to Fletcher, but we are already at Fletcher. Okay, so now we are at a green and we're moving forward.
Now take the Interstate 95 South ramp on the left.
Okay, now we're making a lane change. Okay, we have sudden lane changes here.
Now turn right onto Edwin Avenue. 500 feet, turn right onto Main Street. Now turn right onto Main Street.
Okay, now we are making a right here.
Now turn right onto Main Street. In 500 feet, turn left to take the ramp toward US 1 South, US 9 South. Now turn left to take the ramp toward US 1 South.
Okay, good left turn here. Alright, good merge.
In 1,000 feet, bear left to stay on US Highway 46.
Okay, now we're making a lane change. Okay, good. So I'm going to increase my speed because the traffic on this left lane is very fast.
In 1,000 feet, keep left to take US 46 west toward Interstate 95, New Jersey Turnpike. Now keep left to take US 46 west.
So I'm lowering down the speed now because of the nature of the road being more narrow.
1,000 feet, take the Interstate 95 South ramp on the right toward Interstate 80 West, Teaneck Road. Now take the Interstate 95 South ramp on the right.
Okay, so now we're exiting.
In 1,000 feet, take the Interstate 95 South ramp on the left. Then take the Interstate 95 South ramp on the left. Now take the Interstate 95 South ramp on the left. Now take the Interstate 95 South ramp on the left.
Okay, now we're slowing down here. Okay, so now we're making a merge here. Good. Okay, good adjustment here. Not accelerating quickly because of this car that just merged. Okay, good lane change. just a trip update, we are 12 minutes away, 4 miles. And I should still mention that we are still having the poor GPS accuracy issue. I mean, if you guys know about this error, is this something that I need to go for a service? Because I've seen it in the past few days already, and I think we got lost because of this issue earlier.
In 1,000 feet, keep right to take Interstate 95 south toward New Jersey 3, Rutherford. Now keep right to take Interstate 95 south.
Okay, so this 2-lane now becomes 1, and I'm sensing FSD is a bit cautious. So you can see this steering wheel turning. Okay, so that was a postponement. And I'm going to disengage now because I don't feel confident with FSD's lane changing right now. So I will make the lane change. And actually, let me not make a lane change because we are 1.3 miles away from the exit. I'll just activate. Okay, good, lane change. Now there was ample space, so that was an easy case.
In 1 mile, keep right to take exit 19W toward Meadowlands Complex.
So in 0.7 miles, we are exiting. I'm waiting for when FSD will make a lane change to the right lane. Okay, good. Okay, good. Switch to this right lane.
Now keep right to take exit 19W.
Alright, now we are making a lane change here.
In 500 feet, keep left to take Interstate 95 south toward Express, no ticket. Now keep left to take Interstate 95 south.
Okay, now we're making a lane change. And again, we're making a lane change, so I think this is a GPS issue now, I believe.
In 1,000 feet, turn left to stay on Meadowlands Sports Complex.
Okay, good. So now we have arrived at our destination. I'm just seeing where it will exactly end.
Now turn left. Now keep left to take Meadowlands Sports Complex.
Okay, so we are keeping left, which is good. Okay, so I am going to disengage now because I have to go to the parking lot, and now I'm going to give my takeaways. So it was an interesting drive, and I think having a layer of the GPS issue is making the navigation more difficult, and usually this issue disappears after a few minutes of driving, but now it persisted for the whole trip. And
now bear right towards Meadowlands Sports Complex.
And what I'm observing, so I'm gonna start from Bayside. So we activated FSD. Actually, give me one sec. Let me go and navigate to D parking. So I have to press the accelerator. No, actually I didn't activate FSD. So now FSD is activated. Okay, so I'm going to the D parking lot.
Now turn left onto American Dream Way. In 500 feet, turn right onto American Dream Way.
Okay, so D is right
now
here.
turn left onto Meadowlands Sports Complex.
So I press the accelerator here.
Now
Okay.
keep left to take Meadowlands Sports Complex.
So I'm noticing that there is no actually toll in the parking area, so I'm just gonna disengage. Now let me continue with my takeaways. So we got off at, I activated FSD on the street parking, but it didn't move itself outside of it, and so I had to disengage and manually drive and then activate.
Now turn right onto Meadowlands Sports Complex.
And so after that, I had to activate, and then for the most part, going to Clearview Expressway, it was straightforward. It went through Throgs Neck Bridge, was also straightforward. And in addition, the lane changes were on point at that time. And once we got to Cross Bronx Expressway and going to George Washington Bridge, the traffic was very heavy. So the lane changes were a bit concerning for me because it had like postponed lane changes several times. And I'm just not sure if it's because the case that we had is too difficult, or maybe 12.5.1.1 is less better at lane changes compared to 12.5. Now let me just get the ticket here. And then what I realized is that because of those lane changes that's unsure, I was more ready to disengage. That being said, also there was, because of the poor GPS, I don't know if it's a GPS thing or not, but we had to make a left. We have to exit. I think FSD is trying to look for a faster way to navigate because of the traffic, but during those times the lane changes were a bit concerning to me. So those lane change concerns continued on, especially because we got lost during the navigation right after exiting George Washington Bridge, and it's the first time that it got lost there, and I think I'm attributing that to the FSD GPS issue. So once it got lost, it had to make several turns and some recalculations in order to get to the highway, and that was something of a surprise to me. And I don't remember now how many disengages I had. I think I disengaged once over there, and also I had to along the way do some manual intervention of adjusting the speed limit because the cars on the passing lane, which FSD chose to run to, is faster, so I had to do that. And then also earlier, before coming here, I had to disengage because of consecutive erratic lane changes, and so I had to make that lane change myself, and I had to see that myself because I don't feel like it's able to do it safely. So I'm not sure if it's a 12.5.1.1 thing. That's why it's not as sharp with the lane changing compared to 12.5. That being said though, it's something that I have observed. And so these are the things that actually I just found out now doing this trip of getting out of New York and having a heavy traffic in the environment for FSD. And I think today is a surprising result, although I have to say the GPS issue made it even more complicated. So I know that my takeaways are not as specific because for some reason after the trip my brain's kind of hard to remember what did I do exactly in terms of the disengages. I know I did several, and I did some speed limit changes and accelerator presses, so I'll just document it on the chapters on the video. So we're here at American Dream, and I know that I was hoping to encounter some tolls, but we didn't encounter tolls here. So we only have tolls that are automated where you just pass through it and it takes a picture currently for this trip. So if you find this video helpful or value, please like and subscribe. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.